Thank y'all. I appreciate that. Good morning. I hope everybody's had a cup of coffee. So I'm going to go ahead. I think there's a lot of people on. Thank you for letting me get off and start the recording. So there are a couple people who are doing co-op meetings today, and I needed to make sure that I was had this recorded for them too. So this morning we're going to talk about that CLNA I sent out. Guys, this is just a recap of what you have sent me. If you have sent me your surveys, your stakeholder meeting information, then the first part of that talks about all of that, you're good. What we're going to do today is show you where you can get the data that you're going to need for your specific area. Now, if you go to your ACE book has all of your current performance indicators. They should be in each one of your projects that you did. You had to mark those. You just put the current column, and that's what you will use in your ACE book. From ACE book, your performance indicators, and that's your 2018-19 performance data that was given to you. So just use that piece. We don't have anything more current than that. The Office of Innovation for Education is working on your proposed for 2021, and they're going to use the 1920 data, but they're waiting on a cycle report. I forget which one it is, so they can run that. And those had to be entered, I believe, by May the 15th. That's a date that came to mind. I'm not real sure that that is correct. So they're using cycle data to do that. All right, so I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to go to the ADE Data Center. And oops, let me pull this up. Y'all don't need to see all my emails. There we go. So can you see the ADE Data Center on my screen?
No.
You cannot. Okay. Let's try again. How's that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, so if you look at the top, if you've never been here before, and I'm assuming that everybody has not been in here, I want to make sure that, you know, if you have, just appease me for a minute and let me give information out. It's adedata.arkansas.gov, and this actually has a lot of information in it. And I'm going to try not to scroll real fast because I know sometimes that gives you crazy feelings. But if you scroll close to the bottom of the page on the far right-hand side, there's something called My School Info. And we're going to click on My School Info. And you come up to this screen that gives you several different options for your school or your co-op. So we'll do a co-op first. I'm going to click on the co-op button, and then I'm going to type in a co-op. Well, when I hit the select co-op, all of these different names come up, and these are all the different co-ops. Okay, so I'm going to choose Wilbur Mills. Brooke, if you're on the call, and I'm going to hit the magnifying glass. Now, what comes up, it shows all of the schools, elementary and high school and middle school and junior high for the co-op. So I'm going to scroll and I'm going to see this green button with a plus, and I'm going to click it. And I get two options, analyze or generate report. I'm going to generate report. So once you hit generate report, you come to this screen that says generate statewide report. Well, you notice that 2018-19 is highlighted. Leave that. So we're going to go to general, and in this general for co-ops, it shows the address, the phone number, and the co-op. Now on single LEAs, you probably won't see that, but we're going to do this one of these for you too. So on the general, there's 3 checks here, and this is for a co-op. On a single LEA, you won't see that. Then we scroll down to the blue tab that says students. Now, it tells me that I have 21 things checked here. I'm going to scroll down to course enrollment. And I'm going to click career and technical. Then I'm going to scroll down to demographics. And I'm going to mark all 7 of those demographics that I need. The first 7 are the ones that are listed on your CLNA. So those first 7 are what you need. Then I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to go to graduates, graduation rates. And in this, you're going to get all of the ones that you need by clicking the whole first column, the whole first column. And then in the second column, English learners, foster care, homeless, and military dependent. The second column has English learners, foster care, homeless, and military dependent. You want the whole first column, you need every one of those. Okay? Now, for single LEAs, you're going to do the same thing, except that you're not going to the co-op, you're going to your district, and we'll go over that in a minute. So at the bottom here, I have a green button that says Generate Report. I'm going to click that. Now, in this report, you're going to get every school. So there is a little bit of work here. The next thing though we're going to do is we're going to go up to the top and we're going to export XLSX. So it's a purple button and it says export XLSX, and that's an Excel spreadsheet. So we'll click that. And in the bottom left-hand corner, it comes up with my file. And I'm going to move this over and put it over here. Let me stop. I'll share that because I'm not sure you can see it since I moved it. Now, the work that I need you to do here is I need you to take out all of the elementary schools that you're going to need to get rid of. And if you have middle schools and junior highs, then I would keep those in there because you need that data. So I'm going to go to the top, this corner here by the letter A, column A, and I'm going to click it and highlight the whole screen. And I'm going to go across the banner here at the top to where it says sort and filter. And you can do this one of two ways. You can go to filter. And when I hit the filter button, it puts a little drop down next to the column letter here in the very top. And it's like a little arrow. And I'm going to click that arrow, and I can only select the schools that I want. So I'm going to uncheck select all. And I'm not sure what Academic Center for Excellence is. You know your schools and your co-ops and whether or not you support them in any way. So I'm not going to mark Academic Center for Excellence in Brooks Co-op, and she can tell me if I need to or not. But I'm going to go down through here and I'm going to mark all the ones I know. Badger Academy, I know. Bald Knob, I know all these. Middle school, maybe. Some of these I probably don't need. BB probably does their own. And co-ops, you can select to include them if they have collaborated on your local needs assessment, but I'd rather the single LEAs do their own. Freshman Academy. So I'm just going to go down here and mark the ones I know of that I probably will be working with and have supported with Perkins, or will support next year with Perkins. But you notice that I'm not putting in any elementary schools, and because we do not do anything down below the 5th grade. Okay, so once you've done that, you can go through and mark those, and those are the only ones that are going to show up. Cersei is a part of our co-op. Okay. So now I will look down through here and make sure that these are the ones that I'm supporting. I am going to save this, and you can put this anywhere you want to. I have a specific file. When I get something for a co-op or something, I will put it in your file. And then you save that, you attach it to your report, and you send it to me. That's what I need from you. The other piece to this is one more thing that we have to do. And let me, oops. I'll just save that. Okay. One more thing that we have to do in the data center is we have to go back and look at your teachers. Okay. One of the things with Perkins 5 is that we're going to support teachers and recruitment for new teachers. And so we want to make sure that we have information about our teachers. So I'm going to share my screen again. And we're back at the statewide report that we were at. And we're going to go back to edit report parameters. That's the orange button or the reddish orange button that's at the very top. Edit report parameters. So that brings us back to this screen that we had all this information from. So we're going to go to students, whoops, and we're going to clear all of the information that we just did. So clear all, course enrollment, demographics, and graduation. We're going to go down and clear all. And so we should have a 0 here in students, and we do. That means we have nothing checked. So we're going to personnel. Now, we're going down to the teachers, and we are going to click the first 7, excuse me, the first 7 in the first column, their ethnicity and race. And then we're going to go down to that green button at the bottom that says generate report. And we'll have to export to XLSX and then bring it up. Now, why do I want you to do this separate from the student one? Well, you can do it on both. You just need to let me know in your report that you've put it all on one. If you want to do one spreadsheet with both students and teachers, I just need to know that. Because when I put this to the Access database, I have to separate out teachers and students, the information for each. So all I'm asking you to do is to notify me that you have put them all on one. I can disaggregate it. I just need to know that it's all on one, because if I load your student and teacher together to the Access database, it's going to give me an error, and I'd rather know that on the front so that I can do the legwork to get that separated. Okay, so let's take questions for anybody that has a question on this. There are some questions on the CLNA that ask you about how are you going to support and close the gap for special ed co-ops. I want you to do that as a general for your co-op area. If there's a specific school that will do something different, you need to just note that. But if they're going to do something different for special populations, I just need that answered question about special populations and how the schools or the co-op are going to handle those, closing the gap to make sure that all of those students are supported and are given the the right to go ahead and take a CTE course. We want to make sure that everybody has that opportunity. And oh, wait, we've got to do single LEA. I am so sad. I'm sorry. Hang on. Okay, so single LEA, we're going to go back to our search and let's pull up North Little Rock. Is that okay, Ms. Faulkner? I hope that's okay. Now,
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay, so let's pull up the district, and so we're going to click on district, and we're going to type in North Little Rock. Okay, and so we'll hit the magnifying glass. So we have one district found, North Little Rock, and we're going to hit the green button with the plus at the bottom. Generate report. Now, you notice that general still has that, but it's only going to show one district. It will show several schools, though. We're going to go down to students, and we're going to scroll down to course enrollment, career and technical. We're going to go to demographics, and we're going to click the first 7. And then we're going to go down to graduation rates. And we're going to click everything in the first column. We want all of those. We want English learners, foster care, homeless, and military dependent. So we're going to choose the same items. I'm going to scroll down and make sure I don't have teachers in here. Oh, I do. Well, we'll add it to the same report just to show you what the report looks like. So we're going to generate report. And you see we get one North Little Rock School District. Now, I'm going to click on this because it's got several schools in it. And we're only interested in 2 of these. North Little Rock High School and the North Little Rock Center of Excellence. Oh, and the middle school, so 3 of these. So the first one I'm going to click on is North Little Rock High School. And I'm going to go back to custom report. Okay. It didn't carry over what I had from previous. So I'm going to have to put these back in. Okay, so we're going to generate the report, export to XLSX. And pull it up. And this is our demographics and course enrollment information for North Little Rock High School. Okay. Now you can save this and attach it to your CLNA and local application.
Miss Sarah,
Yes,
do we do sixth grade as well?
fifth and
Sixth
sixth
grade
grade.
school?
Are those considered elementaries for you?
Well, I think sixth grade is secondary.
Okay. So is it middle?
I'll double check on that.
Okay.
It might have its own LEA. That I'll double check.
The
Thank you.
middle school?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then you would have to do the middle school added to that. You would do the middle school also.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Does single LEA have any questions, or co-ops have any questions? Now, if you get an RV or an NA, okay, RV means restricted value. And RV is, in many cases, it's less than 15 students. So less than 15 students would not be reported. I do federal reporting with less than 10. So I'm trying to get that so that it's across the board the same. But for federal reporting, it's less than 10, or that the data is not available. And in some of these cases, you see, you know, there's nothing there. It'll say NA, just that's okay. You don't have any of those students that have, you know, said that they were Pacific Islander. You don't have any of that. So don't worry about it if it doesn't have anything, or if it's got an RV or an NA, you're okay. Don't worry about that if you get that. So on the CLNA, the questions that are pretty straightforward, I hope they are. If it doesn't, then you need to, if you don't have any idea about how to answer that, just email me. I'll help you, okay? I'll help you with whatever you need. Just make sure that you don't fret over it. This should not take you, you know, 8 hours to complete. If it does, there's something really wrong. We need to help you. So if it takes you an hour, I would say that's probably more than you need to spend on it, because these reports can just be attached. You can say see report, or if you've submitted your surveys and your stakeholder information, just say submitted to the state already. Okay, that's all you have to do. All right. Is there a cheat sheet? Well, I don't have one yet. I could probably generate one, but that's kind of why I was doing the webinar, so that we could have that and record it. And if you need to look at it again, I'm going to upload it on the I'll upload it on the YouTube channel and give you the link. Yes, Katie, yes. Is table 5.1 the indicator information? Yes, from ACEbook. And the table 5354B, yes, is what you just did through My School Info. Yes. Can I explain the sort and filter step again? Sure, I'll do that for you, Jennifer. Give me 1 second and I'll share my screen again. Do we need to complete every question on the attachment? What you need to, the special POP information is probably the biggest area that I don't have information about your schools. The teacher information I can get, but is there a recruitment program? I don't know that. If you have a recruitment program for your teachers, do you accept the Apple program? Some schools, you know, some administrators don't know what that is, but you as CTE coordinators probably do know what that is, because we have a lot of CTE teachers that go through the Apple program. And if you don't know what that is, then please, email me and I'll explain that to you. But for CTE especially, those are usually your non-traditional teachers that have been working in industry and have come into the teaching profession. Okay, so let me share my screen again, and I will show you the sort and filter for a co-op, because y'all have a lot of schools. Okay. So let's pull up yours, Jennifer. I'll pull up your co-op and we'll go to Guy Fenter. Okay. And we'll click on the magnifying glass here. And oh my goodness, she has 97 schools. That's a lot. So we're going to click on the Generate Report Plus button at the bottom. And we have, I'm going to take the, well, we can leave the personnel in there. Everything's already checked on there. So we want to hit the green button, Generate Report. And we're going to export to XLSX. And I'm going to stop share so you can see that and share again, because I'm not sure it came up. It did, yay. All right, so, whoa, you have a lot of schools. So we're going to go to the corner here by the letter A column, and we're going to highlight the whole screen. Then across the top here, there's a button or a drop down called Sort and Filter. And you're going to go down to the word filter and click it. And you notice it puts these little drop downs in your columns next to the letter of your column. So here we're going to drop down. We're going to click on the select all, because and it takes all of your check marks away. And then we're going to go through here and we're going to mark the schools that we support. I'm not going to mark any elementary schools. If the Bell Point Alternative Center might be a part of that, I'm going to go ahead and put it in there. Boonville, those are in there. So you just go down through here and you mark the
Charles Nelson.
Hello? Oh, Charles. You go down through here and mark the ones that you support and that you give, you write Perkins projects for, or anybody that you will be supporting next year. We want to make sure that we get those 5th and 6th grade schools in there. And if that includes an elementary school, then we'll need to make sure that we mark those. Now, the Future School of Fort Smith, I was going to make sure. I think that's a part of the Fort Smith School District, so we're not going to mark that one. And we'll just mark those that we know that we support. And so when you're going down through here, you can also kind of make sure that your schools are all listed in your co-op, for the co-op CTE coordinators, because it's kind of important that you make sure that My School Data has those schools in your co-op. Okay, we're getting there. There's a lot of these. And what I want to make sure is that you make sure you put those 5th and 6th grade campuses in there. Don't know what that one is. Pleasant View campus, I'm not going to add it, but if it's a part of it, then you can add it. River Valley Virtual Academy, not sure that is, but I won't mark it. Elementaries, you have a lot of elementaries. Van Buren, Waldron, Westside, junior high. Okay. Okay, so looking down through here, we have all of the schools marked, and we can go across, and you see that it gives you the students and the information. Now, on this column here, and when I sorted it, I didn't do it very well. This has a lot of NAs and RVs, so that's a probably a race that she doesn't have a lot of. And then you can just save this, and that will be your report.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so are there any other questions? Let's look in the chat. Could you, okay, we did that. I was confused about the tables. Okay, beginning on page 6, we received, there's a list of questions and then a table of current. So I sent out a program of study sheet to each one of you a couple weeks ago. And if you sent that back to me, all you have to say is submitted to the state. Now, the second one there, though, is for your planned programs of study that you think that your school or your schools will change to. If you don't know, or you don't, or you know, somebody says, well, I really don't know what we want to do right now, that's okay. All I want to do is to make sure that what you're even thinking about is actually moving towards what your industry and your needs assessment seems to say that you need in your area. And you know, that comes back to what you've sent out to your parents, what you've sent out to your students, and what you've sent out to the industry. So that is the whole object of that, was that you would have those surveys that you could look at and that your schools could look at that would tell you, hey, you know, we need to start a computer science program here. Even though that's one of the things that you should be doing, you know, your school may not do that. So we will only be pulling graduation rates and teacher demographics. Well, no, actually, I mean, we can go into the ACT Aspire information if you want to see it too. It's in here. So let's talk about that. Let's edit our report parameters. Let me get on my screen share. Okay, so let's get on our report parameters, and let's say that I'm going to clear all of my little things here so we can get your ACT Aspire information. Clear. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm causing anxiety for anybody with me scrolling this screen. We're going to go down to teachers and we're going to take that out. So also on here, you can do your student assessment. Now, you can do a couple of different things. All I'm really kind of interested in is your achievement. And you can do this by race. You can do it by grade race, all of the grades. And if we do specific, grades. What we're going to be looking at when we go down through here is grade 10. Now, actually, no, for this year, we're going to be looking at grade 5. So from grade 5, we want all of the ones that we marked, plus male and female, if you want those too. Then for reading, we're going to do the same thing. Now, I did these as separate reports only because there was so much information. So let's look at grade 5, just for grade 5 right now. And I'm going to go back up because we have to add science for Perkins 5. So I'm going to do science, English, reading, and math. And I'm going to generate report. Now, these are for all of the co-op for Guy Finter, because I left Guy Finter in there. And for the 5th grade, I'm going to export, pull up my report. Can everybody see that report? And I'm going to have to filter it to get all the elementaries out. So if you look, we have, oh, so some of these are actually going to, yeah, okay. So if you look, wherever there's a 5th grade test taken for that school, you would need to keep that school in your, when you filter this. But these are all of your ACT Aspire achievement scores for math, English, reading, and science. You can save that and attach it. Okay, so question, do we answer questions 1 through 18 as best as you can, Allison, as best as you can for the questions 1 through 18. Megan, reports, do we email everything to you? Yes, because you know, Acebook right now cannot do any kind of upload. The only thing you can do is what you've been doing with your proposals. I have a meeting this afternoon. Hopefully I can get the Acebook to be something this next year that we can use. The due date is July the 1st. If you need more time than that, you just please email me, okay? Well, what you're trying to do is get grades 5 through 12, okay? Since you're right, Lori, I apologize. I'm sorry. I was thinking of 5th grade Perkins. 10th grade is the indicator. So on this, we need to look at 10th grade only. Thank you, Lori, for schooling me on that. You are correct. So on here, we will only be looking at ACT Aspire information for the 10th grade. So we'll go back here. We will look at ACT Aspire achievement, and we will only be looking at 10th grade. So you will go down to the 10th grade ACT Aspire. I'm sorry if that's causing anxiety there. Just don't look at the screen for a minute. Okay, so we want to go to 10th grade and we want to do literacy, math, and science and English. So those four reading: math, literacy, science, English, and reading. Thank you, Lori. Reading in English is a part of what OIE is actually going to be giving you. So yes, we have to include English and reading in that, Lori. Can you pull CTE concentrators on all of these tests? On the tests for concentrators, no. Because concentrators are pulled from student level data from the transcripts that the student has actually taken the course. The concentrators will be pulled hopefully by OIE, and then that piece will just be verified by you guys, hopefully. That's what we're looking at. Oh, this info is the general population. Well, right now for the CLNA, all I'm looking for right now is for your general population. When I get the data for your concentrators, then I will make sure that you have that. But this for your general population is what I need for this CLNA. Does anybody have any questions? Well, just know that I'm available for you. Yes, I am doing a lot of stuff, but I am available. If you have any questions, please, please, please email me or call. You should all have my cell phone number. Can I send you a list of questions that require an attachment only? Okay, yeah, I can do that. I'll send that out to you. I'll send you a list of questions that only need the attachment. You're welcome. Okay, well, if y'all don't have any other questions, or if you think of something today that you know are having trouble with, just give me a call or send me an email. If you get an email back at 12 midnight, I will at least try to email you back, I promise. Okay, well, thank y'all for being here today. I appreciate it. And if you have any questions, just let me know. What is the deadline for submitting industry certifications? Sometime in July. Really, I'm serious. Sometime in July. I'm not trying to force anything fast. Certifications I can get to. I just have to disaggregate all of the data that you send me, and I can do that through an Access file, and then you know, I'll make sure that you know, if anything's coming up. The only thing really pressing right now, guys, is your obligation of your funds by June the 30th. And if I just keep praying that the Senate will pass the relaunching America's Workforce Act, and that we can have an extension. But I just want to make sure that you guys know that right now that's the only thing pressing. Okay. This is due, Caroline, July the 1st. So if you have questions between now and then, hopefully y'all have a month. If you need help, I can help you through that time. When will ACE Book portal be open for new applications? Hopefully I'll find that out today, Evelyn. I'm having a meeting this afternoon to see when we can get that started for next year.
Okay, back to certifications real fast. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
I was looking at the summer school requirements, and certifications was on that for on-site certification. We have SolidWorks, and those kids have to take it on-site. What have been the thoughts on that so far?
To get students back on campus?
Yes.
Right now, I don't have any guidance at all on that. Only because with the new spike in cases, it could be that everything closes back down.
Okay.
And, that's Sarah Schamberger saying that, but I'm looking at the spike and I'm thinking, we're not going down.
No.
We just keep moving up. So I'm thinking, I haven't heard anything. Somebody said the other day to me on a personal call I had that their child was going to be able to go back to sports on June the 1st at school. And I'm like, really? I haven't heard that. So, I don't know what the guidance is on team sports, but if anybody knows, please speak up. But I have not heard anything on, us having anybody back on any campuses at this time.
Okay. So if we needed to, could we stretch that maybe into even September? I have like 6 seniors who have graduated, but they do need to come back and take that SolidWorks certification. So
yes. So with the meeting that we had with Octane, they did say that if we had purchased something with this year's funds, that those certifications could still be used into the by September 30th.
okay.
So that's why when I sent out that email, I said, September 30th would be the end date for anything that was bought for 1920.
Okay. I just wanted to check on just kids being allowed to, for us to be able to add that to our list of certifications after we turn it into you.
Yeah, and if you want to do a revised after that, I can add that to the file.
Okay.
But I just have certain people that I have to send that information out to. And so, after July 1 for sure.
Okay.
And it could be August 1st as far as, I'm looking into the future, my crystal ball doesn't tell me what we're going to be doing. So,
Gotcha. I know it's hard.
I just want to make sure that we, have plenty of time for everybody to get everything done. And I can disaggregate data pretty fast, but I just need to make sure that I have all of the data before I can disaggregate it. Our startup applications due October 1st or November 1st. As of right now, they're due October 1st. If there is an extension on that based on what happens with schools, then Carolyn, as far as I know, October 1st is still going to be the deadline. There's really nothing due June 1st, Emily, that I have down. I have my list here, and even with the problems with us with the getting all the money spent, I'm trying to get everybody to be able to spend all their money. June 1st was something that we talked about for equipment, but we're not going to abide by that because there's some equipment that still has not been able to be invoiced because timeline, we can't get it. Supply is not there. So, I say that as long as you have all your funds obligated by June 30th, you're going to be okay. When will startup applications be available? That will probably be after July 1st, Laura, because I'm kind of in the middle of trying to get the portal fixed for 2021.
Okay.
Is the startup process going to change? Not that I'm aware of, Jennifer. It should be the same as it was last year, where we would use the rubric and the application piece and everything else. I mean, everything that we did last year should remain the same. Okay.
When will you have the recording posted?
For this?
Yeah.
Well, it takes about an hour and a half. If we do an hour Zoom, it takes about an hour and a half to get it converted, the file converted. So as soon as I get it converted and I have saved it, I can upload it to YouTube. But my computer is not very fast. And my internet, I live way out in the country, so my internet is not that fast either. So that's why it takes it longer. But as soon as I get it uploaded, I'll send you guys an email with the link on it. Okay. Will rubrics from last year's submissions be sent to the schools for revisions? Are you talking about the new program startup, Kelly? So we can update the grant submissions. Oh, for revisions for 2021. Are you talking new program startup, or are you talking Perkins, Kelly?
Okay, so I'm talking new. So last year, if we submitted a grant and it was not received, can we look at where we might have had low scores on our rubric? If we look at the rubric. So
oh, you want to see the scored rubrics?
Yes, ma'am.
I am not sure because I was not involved in the new program startup last year, but
Okay.
Kelly, I will find out that answer and I'll put it out for everybody.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Well, I thank you all for being here today. And if you have any questions, just send me an email or call me. I'll be happy to talk to you. You should all have my cell phone number. If you don't, I mean, I put it out yesterday again. So, okay. So Lori says that in the past, you could contact the program manager for the area you sent in the grant and request comments or rubric scores. So Kelly, that would be probably the place to go. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate that. Okay. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thanks. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you.